secondary stage, hello 3. Okay? So, yes, Mr. Hussain, can you read the first objective?
By the end of this lesson, recognize the meaning of the word pies.
Yes, Mr. Mahmoud, can you read the second one?
Yes. Differentiate between the different kinds of pies.
Yes, yes. Yes, can you read the third one?
Judge reading the passages whether they have a balanced point of view or not.
Yes, thank you. Can you read the fourth one? What's your name?
Write a report about the
Okay, thank you. Here before we start, okay, Mr. Nasr, can you read the first question?
Do you think it is important to keep up to date with current affairs, or why?
Okay, what does up to date mean?
Modern?
Modern, yes.
Modern.
What is?
Listen.
Latest or recent? Yes. Recent. Upgraded. Okay. And what's current affairs? Can you give me some examples of current affairs?
Okay.
The war between Russia and Ukraine.
Okay, what else? Yes.
Corona pandemic.
Corona pandemic. Yes. What else?
Our practicum today.
Yes. Very good.
Egypt's
Yes.
football match against Senegal to qualify.
Very good.
Pound voting.
Yes. Pound floating. Yes.
Climate change.
Climate change and the price of gold.
Yes. The dollar.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Okay. What's the next question, Mr. Samir? Can you read the next one?
Do you trust newspapers and online news, and why?
Okay, do you trust newspaper and online news, and why? Okay, I want to discuss these questions in pairs. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to discuss these questions. 1, 2. Okay.
أنا صعبان عليا إجابتك بس الداتا بتاعتك. هنا. Do you trust?
They may publish false news. They may oppose.
Yes, sometimes they are directed. They just tell people what to do or what to think. And
You're stating as in not good one. Okay, I want to take the source. I want to take the source. It's done. It's done. The person that care about
Yes, Mr. Kamal. Can you answer the first question? Do you think it's important to keep up to date with the current affairs?
Of course, yes.
Yes. Why?
Just to know others and to know what's happening around us.
Actually, I disagree with you. It's not important. What will happen will happen. And what will happen won't happen. We won't change anything. Do you agree with me or not?
No.
No, why?
It's a gloomy point of view. Maybe you can change. Yeah.
Yes. So, do you have another opinion?
the world has become a small village, so each part acts and be affected by the other part.
Yes. Anyone has another point of view?
Yes,
Or another reason?
it's something that you are a part of this world. You are not. Don't live alone.
Yes. Okay. Shall we vote for it? Who agrees with me, and who agrees with Mr. Kamal? Okay. First, who agrees with Mr. Kamal?
You are. You are.
Okay. No problem. Next one. Okay, Mr. Nasr, can you read it?
Yes, do you trust newspapers and online news?
Yes. Do you trust them?
I think if the news is published in more than one newspaper, I can trust.
I think you can trust. Okay. What's your opinion?
I don't trust them very often.
You don't trust them very often.
Okay, as they are in most cases far from objectivity.
Yes, but you know they are professional. They are graduated.
But
They are trained well,
but
so
we-
they
but,
won't lie.
we consider them as the fifth authority, and they adhere or stick to authority in a way or another.
Yes. What did you say? Whose agenda? Yes.
I think it's like political things happen now that they can make the newspaper and news control everything, control the mind of the people and direct them for something. So I don't trust them completely.
Don't trust them completely. Yes.
Some news online may express the writer's feeling or point of view, not correct or not right one. Okay, he may want to persuade you of something he adapted. Okay, so I don't trust online news as often.
Yes. Do you think that's yes?
Not all newspapers, some sites have built something of trust between readers and them. So we trust them because they are honest, they are always professional, but not all newspapers.
So do you think that some media stands beside or supports a person or a thing in an unfair way?
Yeah,
Yes,
of course.
Do you think that's right?
by listening, and there are different.
Yes, yes.
Yani,
So
so
what do we call if a media stands beside someone or
Bias.
something in an unfair way? This is what we call it bias.
Bias.
Yes, bias. When a media or someone stands beside or supports some other person in unfair way, is it good?
Of course not.
It's not good. It's not good. So what's good? To be more. What's good? To be more. Yes. What's good? To be more
Equality.
balanced. To be more balanced. Yes. This is better than bias. Okay. So balanced. Okay. So some articles have facts, especially scientific articles. But other articles have what we call it a point of view. Okay? Especially for social articles. Okay? They express only facts. So facts leads us to take the right decision. Is that right?
Yes.
But points of view may mislead us. May mislead us. So again, facts lead us to take the right decision, but points of view may mislead us. Is it clear that? Mislead? What does it mean, mislead? Can anyone think of it?
May make us misunderstand or take us to a wrong side.
Yes, very good.
Deceive us. Deceive us.
Yes, take or deceive us.
So
Yes.
to change your mind, to change your
Illusion.
mind about an idea, to change your mind about an
Yes.
idea,
Yes.
or to look at it was true or right.
Yes, very good. So, accurate information also will lead us to the right choice. But inaccurate information will also mislead us. Inaccurate information mislead us. So, can you guess the meaning of inaccurate?
Not correct.
Not correct, not accurate. Yes.
Untrue.
Yes. Some people try to, or some writers try to hide the truth, but the truth by doing by what we call it omission.
Yes, by information.
By omission. So what's the meaning of omission? Can you guess?
Leaving out.
Leaving out,
By
yes.
some facts.
Yes. Very good. What?
Exception.
Diminish.
For example,
Diminish? Yes. Diminish or delete. So
for
deletion.
example, when we speak about the crisis of bread, instead of getting the bread, they get the bakery, nothing, or no one in front of it. There's يعني smoothly, they leave it out smoothly or leave it out smoothly. But in fact, people don't get it because it's very small.
Very small, yes. Very good.
Does it mean hiding facts?
Yes. Yes. I
Intended wrongdoing.
again.
Intended wrongdoing.
This omission that you don't mention it, or some writers don't write some facts.
But he used it to mislead you,
Yes.
to be a bias.
For example, some people see the advantage of something, and they don't mention the disadvantage of it.
I say
Or
it.
or
The
vice
missing
versa.
part, you mean? The missing part of something?
Yes, it's omission.
Or to drop is the drop something intentionally. Yes,
Yes,
intentionally.
yes.
I think, for example, if they caught someone who killed another one, they just say that he killed him, but they didn't mention the causes.
Yes, very good.
We didn't mention the complete
Story.
Complete story.
So look at this exercise. How many slides do we have here? How many slides?
3.
Yes, 3 slides. Yes. What do you think from the title? What do you think these slides are about?
Kinds of bias.
Yes, different kinds of bias. The first one is bias by what?
Placement.
Yes. The second one.
Omission.
The third one.
Spam.
Spin, yes. I'll give you 1 minute.
What does the penny spin here, please?
Yes. Yes, I'll ask you this question. I'll give you 1 minute. Okay? To know the meaning of these
Kinds, okay.
omission and spin. Okay? Read it. Okay? You will do this exercise on your own.
Yes. Placement of price of pie placement. And I'm sure in your possession, Americans or whatever.
So, what's bias? Bias by placement? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Mahmoud.
Putting some facts or some information in the top of the paper according to the opinion of the editor. You can put another and sub-side one.
Yes, yes, very good. Bias by placement. For example, Mr. Nasr is my best friend. So I ask him, why are you sitting back? Come here to the front. This is a kind of bias by placement.
Yes.
Okay, because he is only my best friend, I bring him here.
Does it mean that we bought something like height attractive one? It doesn't relate to the context. This is
Placement means a place. You put it in the front page, something like this, in a place where people will all read it. Okay, for like the example which I gave.
You mean that you are going to do something like dishonest choice for persons, for things,
Yes.
and put them in a incorrect position or
Yes.
ranks and so on?
So that's why we call it bias.
Alright, yeah.
And it's not a good thing to do.
Yes.
I think it's a crime.
Yes, yes, you are right.
Something of a crime.
Yes.
Yes, you are right. Okay, the next one is bias by omission, yes. So,
You hide the truth from others.
how can writers do this?
By dropping some facts.
Yes.
about the reader by leaving out some causes, some reasons.
Yes.
Such like thing.
Yes. And what's life by spin? We took the word spin, that's something that
Yeah.
goes round and round.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here it has different meaning.
Can you
Yes,
say
we can
in a
say that.
local word بيحور?
We can see
Yeah.
that they are
In
moving
Arabic,
around
yeah.
without touching the main core of point.
Yes, very good. What else? Yes, can you say?
I said that in Arabic, yeah. بيحور. He tries to give you
Deceiving you.
information to attract you, or he lies on you.
Yes.
I feel it's lying.
Such as a crime of that woman who killed her husband. So the writer wrote she killed her husband because he hit her.
Yes, that's a good example.
Okay,
yes, thank you.
it's-
That's a good example. Yes, thank
We
you.
want to convince the reader with this opinion.
Yes. Yes.
What I know about spinning like earth when the earth is spinning around the sun.
No, not a spin.
Yes.
No, the earth itself.
Excuse me.
It's moving
Yeah.
around itself.
Yeah,
Also,
spin.
when it comes to the sun, it goes on an orbit.
We live now.
It goes around another sun.
Nowadays there's much bias by spinning
Twice.
on people, by TV presenters, by TV shows.
Yes,
Such as
that's
like
right.
that.
That's
Yes.
right.
I have another question about the span. It's like all the parts of the span is lead to see the same point of view. That is when you use this span, means that your ideas will go to the same point every time you turn.
The start point is the end point.
No. He has a point of view. He wants you to go to this point of view only. So you will find the parts of the span the same point of view.
Now, yes, Mr. Nas.
I think spin here means to repeat something inaccurate and focus on it repeatedly in order to convince the reader of some point of view. For example, when I am to mention crime, for example, and I said Azhari has committed something. Repeating the word Azhari as a
Or Muslim.
or
Is it a law?
Yes.
Yeah, or Muslim.
It's related to Islam, it is related to Azhar.
Yes, very good. Excellent, Mr. Nas. Excellent. Now we are going to hear a talk about media bias. Okay? I want you to put these slides in order. In the order you will hear them. Okay? So what are you going to do now?
To listen? To listen? Or
Yes, according to the speaker. You don't have to understand every word.
Students' Book, Unit 1, Lesson 3, Exercise 1. Look at the slides from a lecture given on a media course. You are going to hear part of a talk about media bias. Number the slides in the order the speaker talks about them.
So, moving on. What exactly is bias? First of all, let's look at bias by omission. This means leaving something out. For example, a fact or a quote which maybe doesn't support the writer's point of view. Let's look at some examples. Imagine Heba over here every morning checks the same website to read the news. She likes the way the articles are written and feels that she is getting good information. But one day, her friend, Marwa, over here, recommends a different news site. When Heba looks at this, she sees completely different news stories with a very different point of view. Let's say that on Heba's website, there is a big story about how angry people are that a local factory is about to close. Marwa's website has the same story, but it doesn't mention that anyone is angry. The writer has omitted this information to make us feel differently about the story. The second type of bias might be placement. On Heber's website, the story is at the top of the page, with a big photo and large text. This gives the impression that it is an important story. But on Marwar's website, the story is very short on the third page, and very low down on the page, where people might not see it. The third type of bias is spin. The writer tries to make the reader feel the same way they do about a topic, and doesn't present a balanced point of view. They do this by choosing certain words. For example, argued the factory manager, instead of agreed the factory manager. Secondly, they choose to include certain information and leave other information out. Thirdly, they give only one point of view. In our example, the journalist gives the reaction of the staff in the factory, but not the managers. It misleads the reader into thinking it is a bad thing. On the other hand, in Marwar's story, it is presented as a good thing. It mentions that there is a lot of pollution caused by the factory. The journalist in this case is
Yes, this is the end. Yes, can you check your answers in pairs? Yes, can you check your answers in pairs?
Number 1 omission, number 2 placement, number 3 spelling. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Number 1 omission.
Okay.
Yes, Mr.
Number 1 bias by omission. B.
Yes,
Number 2 bias by placement.
very good.
Number 3 bias by spelling.
Yes, excellent. Next exercise, you will listen again to the same one, and you are going to write 2 examples of each.
From the listening.
Okay? 2 examples for bias by omission, 2 examples for bias by placement, and 2 examples for bias by spell. Okay? So, how many examples will you write?
6.
Just 2. Yes, 2 for everyone, or
each one.
6
For each
for
one.
the 3. Yes, just 2 for everyone. So, how many kinds do you have here? 3 kinds. Okay? Are you going to choose or write down?
Lie.
Yes, write down.
Okay, in a group? Still in a group?
No, on your own. And then check.
Student's Book, Unit 1, Lesson 3, Exercise 1. Look at the slides from a lecture given on a media course. You are going to hear part of a talk about media bias. Number the slides in the order the speaker talks about them.
So, moving on. What exactly is bias? First of all, let's look at bias by omission. This means leaving something out. For example, a fact or a quote which maybe doesn't support the writer's point of view. Let's look at some examples. Imagine Heba over here every morning checks the same website to read the news. She likes the way the articles are written and feels that she is getting good information. But one day, her friend, Marwar, over here, recommends a different news site. When Heba looks at this, she sees completely different news stories with a very different point of view. Let's say that on Heba's website, there is a big story about how angry people are that a local factory is about to close. Marwar's website has the same story, but it doesn't mention that anyone is angry. The writer has omitted this information to make us feel differently about the story. The second type of bias might be placement. On Heba's website, the story is at the top of the page, with a big photo and large text. This gives the impression that it is an important story. But on Marwal's website, the story is very short on the 3rd page and very low down on the page where people might not see it. The 3rd type of bias is spin. The writer tries to make the reader feel the same way they do about a topic and doesn't present a balanced point of view. They do this by choosing certain words. For example, argued the factory manager instead of agreed the factory manager. Secondly, they choose to include certain information and leave other information out. Thirdly, they give only one point of view. In our example, the journalist gives the reaction of the staff in the factory, but not the managers. It misleads the reader into thinking it is a bad thing. On the other hand, in Marwal's story, it is presented as a good thing. It mentions that there is a lot of pollution caused by the factory. The journalist in this case is trying.
Yes. Can you check your answers in pairs? Yes. Can you check your answers in pairs?
I wrote some number 1 omission to check the same website to check the news. There is making information
From websites.
Yes, the first kind is bias by omission.
Yeah.
Bias by omission, yes. Who can say an example?
One article.
Yes.
Give different stories with a different story with a different point of view.
Is
Give
this
the same story with a different point of view. This is what I mean.
Spin.
okay? So is this omission or
Spin.
did the writer omit anything here, or something like spend? Yes.
When Heba read a story and read it in another newspaper, she saw the first newspaper have left out or has left out some facts and didn't mention some people were angry. But she read when her friend showed her the same story in other website. When she read it, she found another word.
Yes.
Yes,
Very
the
good.
first one has left out some facts.
Yes. What other example omission? Yes, Mr. Hussein.
to omit some codes or facts that oppose your point of view or the point of view you would like to tell the people.
Okay, very good. And what about the second kind, bias by placement? And we said that placement, you bring something to the front so all people can see it,
Yes.
or you bring something backwards so little bit, not many people can see it.
Yes.
Yes.
What's bias by placement? Yes. Yes.
Yes, to put something at the top of a page.
Yes.
And put another important something at the low page or down page.
Yes.
Actually, that is what we
Excellent.
call the bias by placement. When I say the president has opened many new projects,
Yes.
okay, and that is I put on the top of the place to make all people feel that they are satisfied about what is happening in a place. But when the prices go up, maybe we say it at the bottom. Some traders.
Should I record that?
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so my
Do you have another example for bias by placement? Yes. Another example. Bias by placement. Yes, Mr. Nair.
When some journalists focus on some of the expected members of parliament, for example, in elections,
We-
they put
we need
one
some
of them
examples.
on the first page and ignore the other. this is some kind of placement.
Yes, but we need an example from the
Listening text.
text. Yes,
Excuse me, you
Listening video.
mentioned another.
Yes, another example from the listening text.
Yes, okay.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Using big photos to talk about a certain item of news and things like that, and putting another thing without a photo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very good. And what about bias by Spain?
such as
Yes.
Mr. Hassan did now.
Yes. Okay.
So
Such
yes.
Hassan did
Give
now.
some information and leave some others to persuade the reader about your point of view.
Some
Good.
some journalists can make up a story, a whole story, by span,
Listening,
by
not,
span.
not balanced point of view.
Okay.
Okay. So another example.
No, so thank you.
Okay.
Using some words like argued the factory manager instead of discussing or something to show that there is an opposition.
Yes, very good. Okay, here are the answers. And if you want to check your answers. Okay. So how many marks will you have? Can you correct your how many marks? Give it to yourself, but check your answer with these.
Mr. I think the editor is the only one who can ask it about the editor of newspaper who is the only responsible the only person who is responsible for by placement, because he decides which news be at the top and which news be at the bottom.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah, it's a kind of editing.
Yes, very good. A very good point. Yes. So placement, you can blame only the editor, but others, omission and spin, you can blame the writer for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good point.
Thank you.
Now, so what's the first word? Here. Inaccurate. What does it mean?
Not correct. Not correct.
Not correct.
Not accurate.
Okay. What? Yes. Inaccurate means not accurate.
Not totally.
And next one, balanced point of view. What does it mean, balanced?
Not
Fair.
biased.
Fair.
Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfair.
Objective, yes. And fair. So, okay. What does mislead mean again?
Misguide. Different direction.
Mislead, yes. What does it mean?
Change your
Mislead?
mind about something
Mis-
such as that you feel that
Deceive.
it's true.
Deceive.
Yeah, or
May
say-
deceive,
Misguide.
misguide, yes, that's right. Can anyone make a sentence using this word, mislead?
yeah.
Mislead, yes.
He asked him about the news, but he misled me and told me something else.
Yes, very good, very good. Another sentence.
I asked someone in the street about a place and he misled me.
Very good, he misled me. Next one, omission. What does it mean, omission? Again,
Leaving out, dropping
leaving out.
or
Yes.
dropping some
Dropping.
facts. Yeah.
Can anyone make a sentence using the word omission? Yes.
When you talk about a problem, you should avoid omission.
Very good point. And placement,
In the place.
what does it mean? Yes, in the place. And spin,
Not direct.
It's a wheel.
yes, it's a wheel. Yes, we took it last time. It's a wheel. Very good, very good. But in this lesson,
Not directly.
not directly. Very good, very good. Now I want you to fill in the gaps with these words. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to fill in these gaps on your own. Okay.
Basement.
So can you check your answers in pairs? Yes. Can you check your answers in pairs?
Number 2 placement. Number 3 spin. First one is spin. I always put very shape up.
Okay. So what's number 2? What's number 2?
Placement.
Placement. So why did you choose placement? Why did you choose placement?
Because he said he always puts the green reports at the top of the page when they win.
Yes, yes, very good.
But when they lose, this.
And what's number 3? Number 3?
Spin.
Put a. Mislead is a verb.
Spin.
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 Yes. Put a
Spin.
spin. So why did you choose this? Spin.
Because he says, for example, when
For example.
It's a noun, singular noun.
Yeah. Yes.
So
why did
we have
you
that.
choose? Why
the example
When
What
they
example?
when they lose,
Dreams lose.
they he says that they don't have their best play.
Yeah.
He tried to justify for the theater.
Yes. And what's number 4? This is bias by
Imagine.
omission. So why did you choose this?
it's fact, some fact, not revert to the fact.
Yes, he doesn't report. Yes, this means that he doesn't write or he doesn't mention. Very good. And what's number 5?
No.
That's are not
Inaccurate.
inaccurate. Yes. And the last one?
Mislead.
He doesn't want to.
Mislead.
Are inaccurate or are not inaccurate. Mr. Ahmed. Okay.
Okay. So how many articles do we have here? Look at how many? Yes, 2 articles. Yes. Can you read the title? Are they about the same subject or not? Are they about the same
Yes,
thing
yes.
or not?
Related to each other.
Why? Why are they're about the same thing? Why?
They talk about roads.
They
Traffic
talk about
lights.
road.
Roads.
Road.
Yes, very good, very good. They talk about road. So from the looking here, is there any kind of bias here? Not don't read, but from the appearance itself. Is there
I think
any kind of
first
bias?
one.
What about the titles?
Yes.
What about the
I
titles?
think the first one is bias by placement.
Yes, yes. Why? Why?
Because he put the title in
Bold.
distinguished the color in bold,
Yes,
bigger letters.
bigger letters. Yes.
So wants to attract attention.
Yes. The second one is smaller. Yeah.
Yes, very good, very
And
good.
try to listen the important of the article. The second one.
Yes, very good. So, Mr. Nas, can you read the first question?
Which report gives a more balanced point of view?
Yes, which report of these two gives balanced point of view? Okay, what's the next one, Mr. Samir?
What example can you find of bias by placement?
Yes, bias by placement. Bias by placement, yes. Yes, number 3.
What example can you find by omission?
Yes, bias by omission.
Yeah.
Number 4. Yes, Ms. Hada.
Does one report both a negative spin
Yes,
or
a negative
the-
spin on
in
the
the
store. Yes, the second one.
It's
Yes, what do you think? This is your opinion. You want to have it here. This is your opinion. What do you think of the plan for the bus lane and why? I'll give you 2 minutes to answer these questions. 2 minutes. Read the questions and answer them.
I think they missed the last question. اشتغل بكرة. right. عايز ابص. عايز بدري. 9.
Is it good now?
Yes.
We missed the questions. Okay, I'll tell you the question. So the first question, which report gives a more balanced point of view? Which one of these? Yes, I'll give you 2 minutes to. So the next question is bias by placement and bias by omission. Yes. And the last question, what do you think of this project? Have you finished? Okay, can you check your answers in pairs? Okay, the first question, which report gives a more balanced point of view? What do you think?
The second.
The second one.
Second one.
Who agrees?
Yes.
All of you agree? Yes.
So, Mr. Can I say something?
Yes?
Can you give a chance to do it at home as an assignment? If
We
you
will have
please.
assignment, yes, we will make it. Yes, actually, 2 of them.
Don't try.
Okay, 2 of them. Okay, one wrote the advantages and the other one wrote the disadvantages.
One-
And the other
The first one
wrote the
expresses
advantages.
the first one expresses the writer opinion, and he looks as he is annoyed.
Yes,
Okay, but the second one is obvious.
yes. So when you read an article, you should look for advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
If there is something missing, it will be like pies. But here, he mentioned only the disadvantages. Here, he mentioned the advantages. So here the attitude is what? Yes, negative. So it's a negative what? Negative spin.
Spin.
Yes, it's a negative spin. Okay. And what's this? The attitude is what?
Positive
Positive. So we call it positive what?
spin.
Spin. Yes. Positive spin. So actually the both again.
Both of them spend.
Yes, both of them use the spin, but this is negative because he mentioned. Okay, and this is positive. Okay? I'll skip this one. So quickly. Exciting plan for a hotel. Can you read this quickly and tell me what kind of spend is this report?
Positive one.
What?
Positive spend.
Yes, it's a positive spend. This report is a positive spend. Yes, why? Why did you say this?
Because the title talk about something.
Yes, exciting plan for a hotel. Yes, very good. And other words, new modern hotel is planned. Very good. But imagine that this hotel would be on your favorite beach. So you want to be able to go to this beach again. Okay? So I want you to write another report, but it should be
Balance it.
balanced. Okay, we should be more aggressive because it's your favorite beach. So you write it with what?
A positive spin.
Negative.
Yes, this is positive.
Negative.
So you
Positive,
it's
positive
that
from
you
the
refuse
writer,
this
negative to
project.
the reader.
You talk
Yes,
you
yes,
talk-
but I want you to write a report.
It's an
And this is your favorite beach and you will lose it. So what spin you should use?
Negative.
Negative one.
You mean that they express the positive and we write the negative?
Yes, here. Here
There is a
and I
positive
want you to write the negative spin.
or a downside.
Yes, or the downside because this is your favorite beach. Okay? This will be your assignment for the next class, inshallah. And you can use this one as your reference
Okay.
to write a negative spin for this article.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.